Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Alienware Summer's End Cup MLD. That's Period Flax. Holy shit, this draft is going quickly. Ted, how are you doing?
Well, they owed us a bit of a make-up time, LD, after the delays, although it wasn't their fault, of course.
No, not the player's fault. Caster number 9, man. He was giving
Whoever-
me a little
Whoever
aneurysm.
that caster number 9, he's out. He had his shot. We're done with him. The one thing I'll say about Golden Boys is almost all of their avatars look like anime to me, LD. I'm not happy about that one.
Is this like does Eternal Envy sponsor this team?
Not a
going
fan
on
of that.
here?
Good luck to them, though. Where are they from, Golden Boys?
The Golden Boys are from nowhere. They're from Greece, actually, apparently. They are from Greece.
Okay, good luck to them.
So
They need something with all
they
the-
have
the
Madara, who I
economic
believe was
problems.
on the old London Conspiracy. Well, I'd say the old. I think he's the only player that left the team. Oh no, I guess they lost quite a few. So, I think it's some of the old London Conspiracy players, and then they might have added some new ones as well. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, with all the name changes. But all right, best of 3 here for those who haven't seen the format, wondering what this looks like. It's just single limb, guys. Straight bracket, 8 teams. You get in the top 4, I believe you are in the money. So 1BO3, you'll get some cash for that if you advance. And of course, Ted, it is a new empire here as well. They've added Uba and Fervian, so they've lost 2 of their more established names, but they are one of many teams rebuilding in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the whole rebuilding thing is really, it's interesting because of the whole deal with the majors. I'm kind of wondering how much of it is rebuilding and how much is like, holy shit, we need to get a roster, like right now, you know? It must be, you had to post TI, all the teams had to get a roster pretty quickly, because then they didn't have much time to get their shit together before it was time to start playing games of Dota. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, especially like because this is the first time there's that whole official reshuffle. But you know, once it's kind of more established, it's been like a year. Are the teams going to be more stable? Are they going to be less stable? Like I feel like Valve will probably evolve the whole deadline process as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was pressure that was put on them a lot as well by the players. Like I remember at TI3, there was a lot of talk about players maybe having to form some kind of union to protect them, or you know, they needed something because of a lot of instability. And there was a lot of sort of, oh, you played bad for a couple of games, we're gonna get rid of you, sort of thing. And a lot of teams were chopping and changing so much, and there was so much panic prior to like TI that teams were like dumping people after a few bad games or whatever. I kind of understand that they were like, okay, guys, we need some stability here, and also it's hard to build. Like, this is something Hotbit was talking about. I know we're not talking about the draft, but he was wondering about how we're going to evolve esports to the point where people are supporting a team instead of players. And I think that will be... I'm not sure that's something that could ever happen in esports, the way it works, the way the teams shuffle. People support players far more than they support teams. It's only when the team happens to have a bunch of players on that they love that they just... That's their team, you know?
Yeah, I remember when that conversation came up, and it was kind of a public discourse about it. I think Hotbit did an ESEX... No, he did like a legit article on the subject, and people got really mad because I agree with Ken. I think it is an issue with esports. Like, sure, you know, it's great that everyone can support their favorite players, and yes, there are scummy organizations, and you know, it's understandable that people don't really want to root for, you know, and I'm not saying these teams are scummy, but an Empire or a Fnatic or an EG, when, you know, maybe there's issues with the teams, they won't have a stable roster, but ultimately it's like, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, right? And this team has not won the Super Bowl in decades. So, you know, if I'm an esports fan, like I don't support the team. You know, they can't have a stadium. Like you can't really have the league function. And I don't know. It's hard to build up that history with a brand when the brand is the players, and you know the players are often very quick to retire, to rejoin new teams, to change their names, which is also kind of a separate issue, but. Yeah, it does make it hard to like let's say you want to raise your kid to be a big esports fan. Like, who's he gonna root for? You know?
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, here's the one thing: it is early days, right? I mean, Evil Genius. Like, I mean, think about Evil Geniuses. If they have teams around for like 50 years in esports, by then you'll have. My dad was a EG fan, and I'm an EG fan. I mean, it sounds silly to say it, but think about any sport when it started off. It's not like somebody said, "Yes, I'm a lifetime." You know, Bournemouth supporter because they've been around for a year. It's like, you know, it takes time. The culture needs to settle in, and it'll all find its feet eventually. I think people nowadays expect everything to happen in a hurry. I think it'll be there. It'll get there.
Yeah, things are getting there. So, all right, we're gonna do the speed draft here, Ted. You ready? So, first overall pick, Earthshaker. The reply: Gyrocopter, Queen of Pain. Coming out for Team Empire. Then the nasty Monkey Man emerges. The Phantom Lancer grabbed by the Golden Boys. The band's very straightforward. Leshrac, Bounty Hunter, Wyvern, Lena. Into the second phase we go. Darkseer, as well as Tusk, also banned out. And then the reply: the Dazzle Storm removed from the pool. And coming into the next phase, it's a Lion Grab for Empire. Clockwork snapped up by the Golden Boys. They then pair it with the Scarith Mage for some good pick-off potential. The Ember Spirit picked to try and counter that Phantom Lancer. And now into the final phase where an Undying is removed by Golden Boys, trying to limit the laning potential here of Empire, who are looking a little bit on the greedy side. And then the Shadow Fiend will be the final ban out by Empire. And so now, Ted, Empire, they need a support.
Well done. That was impressive. Yeah, that was something. I mean,
I'm trying, man. These teams made it tough for me.
Disruptor is strong as hell. Like, what a hero. I love this guy. I mean, the thing is that they've got the combo with the Clockwork Skywrath. They think that's a nice combo. But Ember and Quap, you won't be able to catch them in there. So I guess it'll be more for blowing up a support, hopefully.
Yes, this gives them some good control. Also pretty nice against the Clockwork. If he hooks in, you just glimpse him right back. So
yeah.
Well, we'll see how it works out. Little bit. I mean, they're very greedy. Let's be honest here. As far as levels go, all of these heroes need levels, and a lot of them need farm too.
Yeah, I mean, don't underestimate Lion with a blink. Without a blink, don't get me wrong, he's still really good, but with a blink, it's completely different. I think his utility is because his instant hex is so big. I kind of feel like he needs a blink. Disruptor. I mean, if you get an Ags on Disruptor, it's ridiculously good, but I doubt they will. But yeah, he does need levels, and Ember needs, of course, farm. Although we saw with the Matumba Man yesterday when he played him, he farmed heroes, not creeps, which was impressive.
Yeah, he is up against the Skywrath, so maybe that silence can be a problem for him, but that certainly was the case yesterday. Matumba Man, or Mathyumba Man, or whatever he changed his name to, was out of control. So, it's interesting because you mentioned the Ags on Disruptor, and I cast a game, like, I think it was a year and a half ago. This was before FY was really that well known. He played Disruptor Ted, and he got a Midas. I was like, wait, what the fuck is this? This was, like, Midas Disruptor. I'd never seen it before. He then got an Aghanims and a Refresher. And I was like, this is crazy. He single-handedly won them a gigantic team fight. Drops the double ulti, catches, like, 3 heroes. They didn't even know he had a Refresher. I thought I would see it again after that. I have not seen it since. It's been like 2 years since I've seen this Aghanims Refresher Disruptor. I'm sad.
Yeah, but you can't go for that. I mean, think how much money
you can't build your game plan around.
Yeah, you can't be like, it's all right, guys. We'll just focus on getting the Ags Refresher or Disruptor. That's like when my friend Munticus goes support Invoker and rushes a Refresher so he can double Sunstrike. That's it. That's his whole game plan. We lost every time.
No, your friend is confirmed, not FY God. All right, so
he is great though.
Here we go. We've got the Golden Boys. Madara, formerly of London Conspiracy, will be your Phantom Lancer. TPing to the top lane to get a ward down. We see this a lot more now with these early TPs. Maybe next time on the Skywrath Mage. We've got Lucy on the Razor. Some sort of weird font going on there. High is the Clockwork, and S224J. He sounds like a stormtrooper.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. On the Earthshaker. So for Empire, turn my swag on the Disruptor. Then we've got Fervian on the Lion. We've got Silent on the Gyrocopter, Resolution on the Ember Spirit, and Yuba on the Quad.
Look at this. The early Quelling Blade picked up. Looks like he wants to eat that pesky little tree. You know, the one that the Clockwork uses to just hide the creeps.
Yeah, I think someone did this in TI, and it was pretty nice. It was a nice move.
Yeah, I saw Vos do it one time with the... Oh, no, it was Funnick on the Batrider, where he, like, ran over and fireflied the trees. And the thing is, you come on the Gyrocopter... Oh, he cogs him under the tower, Ted!
Oh, this is trouble! This is trouble! Someone's gonna be the first blood! Was it worth it? I'm gonna have to say no. Like,
how often do you see a Clockwork kill a Gyro this early? Like, that's the worst matchup, too. You cog him, you get Rocket Barrage, but with the tower, man, anything is possible.
That was great. Like, I wondered if he was, like, I thought if he catches him in the tower, he's in trouble here. Like, he almost needed to go and hide in the trees. And, you know, if Clockwork wants to come in there, without the tower shots, I think Gyro's like, okay, you want to go face to face? No problem. But with that tower, that was really nicely played from Clock there.
Well, in good news, he's only level 1, so he doesn't get that much experience, and he can't cog the creeps fully away. So it's something. It's something. He's not even gonna. Oh, okay, he's gonna grab blast too.
That's a silver lining right there. Well done. You made it. You gave it a silver lining. I'm impressed.
It's not much.
What is
all I got.
What is? Okay. What is this ward about here, by the way? Because they don't have. Is it just to detect smoke ganks and stuff like that?
The mid ward?
Yeah. I mean, sorry. Yeah. Is it just to like? What? Why there? Like, I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, you can see heroes. They're like sitting behind them in the mid lane, and it also it'll give you the uphill vision as a Razor. So like Ember can't just hide up here and. Because like normally when you're mid, right? Fissure coming out. He'll be okay. You kind of like use the fog of war, then like pop down and hit a creep to run back up, and especially at nighttime, that's really powerful. But obviously now not going to be possible.
It's cool. I like that.
Well, Razor versus Ember. This is not a very fun matchup for the Razor. Or sorry, for the Ember. It is a very fun matchup for the Razor.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, the thing with Ember is, I mean, I guess what he can do here is if he maxes his Flame Guard, he can try and, it doesn't matter if he's auto attack damage too much. He can at least try and melt the creeps down and pick something up that way. But yeah, not ideal. Razor is just going to basically take the mickey out of him, max in that static link, I guess, and just make it painful for Ember.
He gets like 2 points in it. I'm not sure he's going to max it though. We'll see. Generally in mid, you want the plasma field, and it also helps you farm stacks. So.
What a pain Skywrath Mage is. Oh, easy pickups. Like, in terms of harass, Skywrath Mage has to be one of the most annoying heroes to lane against because he can harass you so much and from such a crazy range. Oh my god, what a hero.
He's so squishy, though. So it's one of those heroes, like, you hate playing against him at first, and you're like, yeah, suck on that later on when you get your revenge because he's a pretty easy kill.
That's true. But
so,
hey,
apparently Chad is saying it's Ivan, not Uba.
That's pronounced Ivan? Okay.
So that's what someone's saying. I'm not sure. But our butchery of other languages continues.
Well, I mean, they're using the Roman alphabet, so it's tricky to tell. If it was written in Cyrillic, then I'd be like, okay, this must be pronounced differently. But
that's true.
It's hard to say that it must. Oh, it's obviously Ivan.
It's obviously Ivan is getting ganked here. He flinks out, tries to run, but the Skywrath's going to find him, canceling the salve.
He's out. Oh, what a pain. I mean, just look at that. It's just so much harass. And the spells are really low cooldown. They're not actually very high mana cost. Look at that. 70 and 80. So even a mana pot will let him get that combo off. It's pretty scary.
He's lucky to live there. We'll see Resolution continue to be hounded mid. I mean, they need to stack. Like, this is just not a matchup where Ember could farm. And not seeing any stacking so far. Disruptor just doing his own pulling. They did deward their regular camp, the initial pull camp, but I mean, we talked about it, Ted. This is kind of a greedy draft here.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I like that, punishing that. Like, that's... I guess it's a gamble. If you try to punish... Like, if you either try to go for a similarly greedy draft and go, right, well, we'll both farm, and we'll see who can do a better job of fighting once we're finished. Or you just say, all right, you want to go greedy? That's fine. We'll pick heroes that can mess with you. And I think Skywrath Clock, they've got that potential to do that. I think that's good.
Resolution on a whopping 3 CS here. 7 times as many for Lucy.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a disaster so far. But if
he's Ember. He's Ember.
Now, disrupt his stacking. I mean, once he's got these stacks, he gets a few levels, gets an item, then he can very quickly catch up.
Yeah, they don't actually have that much lockdown for the Ember is the other thing. Until the Earthshaker gets a blink, you've really just got your Fissure and the Skywrath Silence. So, pretty good Ember game on paper, but the farming may be a bit of an issue.
The other problem is, of course, that let's say in 20 minutes, he's got his farm, he's caught up to where he should be. This PL is really not having a problem up against the Quap because of this Skywrath is just zoning her out completely. She dare not run up here too close. She's actually only got 8 last hits. She's level 4. The Skywrath is, level 3. He's almost killed her. They killed her once, so yeah, it's not going great for her. I would not be happy. She can't even harass
the PL because when he doppelgangers, it removes debuffs, which includes the Shadow Strike, so...
And look at this. She comes in here to try and mess with the pull, and Skywrath is like, oh yeah? You want something?
Hey, baby. How you doing? I'll show you a good time if you stick around.
Meanwhile, PL just farming it up.
Yeah, Quap doesn't want a good time, apparently.
Look at this. A ridiculous amount of harass. How's Silent doing?
He's out of
He's doing okay. He's doing okay. Up against Clock was, holding his own. It's tough up against a gyro.
He's level 5 in 5 minutes. He's having a wonderful time bottom.
Yeah.
And no, Verbian!
That spike just missing.
He's dead?
Turns it around, pops a DD. Oh, wowzers. I love a good clockwork turnaround, and that right there is that.
Dude, he's almost level 6. If Silent is not careful, he could easily die to this clock as well.
Yeah.
High is just schooling Empire already.
He's got that bottle, and he's got help coming in. He doesn't have hook yet, so if they can set this up with the
they
Fisher,
can go.
There it is. He's got him.
He might die for this, though. That rocket barrage, he doesn't have the damage.
You don't stick your face in a gyro's guns. You just don't do it.
It's like, I feel like I just watched someone put their head inside a crocodile's mouth, and then the jaw snapped shut.
Hey, guys, watch this.
I swear it's docile. And then the head just rolls onto the ground.
Oh, wow.
That was... That's especially after the... Oh, well, that was an interesting fissure. Man, series of unfortunately misused spells here, Ted.
Yeah. I mean, I think it... You know, I think they thought, look, he's at less than... He's, like, getting towards half health. I'll go in there with the DD. We'll get the job done. But Rocket Barrage is just too strong, especially, you know, when he's punching him as well. It is so much damage. There's going to be more trouble for the clock. There goes the glimpse.
Call down's waiting. They got high. He doesn't have the... Actually, he does have the hook shot. He might be able to make it out of here. Tries to turn and will end up going onto Silent with his death hook. Oh, the Earthshaker coming in. They get the Silent kill. Almost, not quite, though. He jukes into the trees.
Oh, he's going to turn it around. Oh, baby, the turnaround.
Kaboom! And, oh, yeah, there's a Razor in this game. Razor actually doing something early on. Look at
Silent
this.
going in. Look at this. He doesn't give a hoot. Oh, wow. All right, well, they're going to kill Lucy here. Is he going to be able to get Turn My Swag on? You bust green. Sorry, Ivan. Ivan? Ivor?
I don't know. They said Ivan in chat.
Right.
You can just keep on saying Uba if you want to be rude.
No. I don't want to be rude. It's just hard to know, you know. You can't know from looking. You'd have to have knowledge, LD, and that's something I'm sorely lacking in. So they've got some stacks here. Well, they've got one stack here, actually a triple stack for when Ember's ready. I kind of feel like he needs some more. Like he wants to just go camp to camp, just hoovering it up.
He's gotten a lane to himself here. Resolution is much happier now than he was a couple of minutes ago.
Right, but I mean honestly, like in response to leaving that lane, they're going to gravitate here and maybe try and put him back up. So it's nice, like he needs this fallback. And Gyro's like, nope, I'm going to take this with cooldown and fuck cannon. Good luck, buddy.
Well, he can't really solo it, so he does need help. But
oh wow, he's close.
Yeah, it's a pretty big stack to clean up.
Yeah.
Ember Spirit gets the big Wraith Band pickup after that. See Silent with his Helm of Iron Will. Looks like he wants to stack some Ancients. And they do need to try and maximize their economy here, just because, as we talked about, pretty greedy draft.
I actually would have liked to have seen a game with the Ancient self-stacking bug, just to see if the fight entirely centered around this area. It's like the game would completely change balance. Oh, nice Hex just as he was in the middle of casting Fisher. That is a dead Earthshaker. Turn around and give it to Lucy. There's the finger for you. And a cooldown. Spells off cooldown. What a balanced hero, Silent. Playing that gyrocopter. Oh, the PL might do cleanup crew here. He's got a clockwork with him.
Reinforcements have arrived, though. As the Ember Spear comes in, Madara gets a double kill. Don't feed the Phantom Lancer. Now the Fissure. And they might even find Silent as well. Got to be careful of that Rocket Barrage, though. We've seen how it's gone the last few times. Madara's hunting in.
Yeah. I think High was like, maybe not this time. It's interesting to me that in this kind of situation, I guess Earthshaker really, Fisher is all you need him for early on. Until he gets a blink, I guess you just want him for that sort of backup guy. You know, he's the guy that stands behind the fight, breaks it up with Fisher or sets it up with Fisher. But he's only level 3. It's kind of, I kind of feel like he's got no last hits, he's just been abandoned to it. Good luck getting a blink on Earthshaker in this game.
Yeah, this is where like the clock should start moving around in Genki, which he has started to do, and then the Shaker gets a little me time, but...
He needs something.
But they're just, if they're smart, Empire will just look to gank him whenever they see him in a lane. So he's really got to be careful about where he farms. They do have an Observer Ward here mid, as the completed Reign of Aquila comes out for resolution. The comeback continues. He's right there, Ted, top 4. This lane is turned around now that, well, there's nobody in the lane.
I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't, you know, once he's got a bit of time, once he gets going, once he's got a few levels, he'll be able to farm up really quickly. And I feel like if they keep stacking for him and they keep getting stacks, he can easily just go and catch up. He's one of those heroes who's like, oh, I'm behind that, no problem. I've got this. I mean, he could have been ahead, but as it is, with the stacks, he could be level. But Silent is going to go and keep pinching it, which is fine. I guess if the Gyro gets farmed, that's good. Because he can go and fight while Ember farms, you know?
Yeah, they do have pretty good early fighting carries, and even Ivan is now level 7 here top lane. Madara's going to jump on him, has the Lance, not throwing it yet. Just going to chill.
It goes to show, you know, LD, people panic about how the first few minutes of laning go. I mean, ideally, it wouldn't happen, but I mean, you know, as long as you're smart, you can catch up. You can get into a reasonable position.
How many, I feel it's like, how many pubs do you have it where someone starts feeding and there's not a bunch of whining and raging? Like, it's, I'd say it's an unusual game if there isn't some level of whining and raging.
Yeah, it's true. But, I mean, honestly, it goes to show, and plenty of other people out there, I'm sure, are just as bad as me or play at a level that where they get that kind of thing where you die a couple of times in the off lane or you're not having a great off lane, they look at your farm, and they're like, GG, we lost top, it's his fault. It's like, do you know what the smart thing to do is? Rotate. Like, help that person. There's a reason they're losing. Either they're not having a great time, they're up against a bad matchup, they're not having a good game, maybe they're not playing well. You can just say, oh, it's your fault we've lost, and bail on them. Or you can say, all right, we'll come and gank, and we'll help out, and we'll get you kills, we'll get you back in it. Because that helps the whole team.
Ted, I couldn't agree less, because I have to tell you, all of our viewers are 8K MMR, and none of them ever rage, or ever troll, or ever lose their composure.
I'd say it is amazing that Twitch chat has been able to assemble this group of thousands of top-tier players.
And none of them on the leaderboards either. They're all secretly 8K. It's crazy shit, man, I'll tell you.
It is amazing. See, look at this. Now they're like, okay, we'll leave Crypto. They're back. They know what's up. They know something's up. All the pings going down.
I think I actually saw one of the heroes get smoked from the ward here.
Yeah, that ward, yeah. That's a good one.
And in case they didn't, Rocket will hit them right as the smoke expires, so the jig is up, as it were.
Now, the Golden Boys pat themselves on the back collectively and say, look how smart we are. Dodge the smoke gang. It's amazing to me how many games are decided by a smoke into smoke. Have you ever had a game like that where you're like, oh man, how are we ever going to catch them out? And they're thinking the same thing. And then you both smoke at the same time, bump into each other, and it's absolute chaos. And whoever emerges wins the game. I've had a bunch of games like that.
Yeah, my other favorite in pro games is the both teams smoke, and then they go completely the opposite way.
Yeah,
they don't find each other, and then they're revealed by the enemy wards at the same time. And like, ah, well, wah, wah.
Fervian could be in trouble. Fervian could be in trouble. Can they catch him? See, this is where a blinking, or I mean, a hook here would be great. Fervian would be okay. Now he's spotted. There's the hook. Fervian.
He is mega dead.
I love the way the other guy started walking away. They're like, he's dead. We got this.
Execute someone else. Are they going to fight this, though? They are sieging the tower here for Golden Boys, but... Oh, that ward, Ted. It gives them some good vision here. They might be able to get the Disruptor if he's not careful.
These are two really smart wards, actually. I really like these. Like the normal spot, everybody puts one there. They put one up here. But, I mean, this detected the smoke. You see a lot of rotations. Anybody coming from here to mid, from mid going up. You see that? This one, you know, it sees so far. Look how far into the jungle it sees. We're all the way up. That's perfect. It gives you loads of early warning. Really good smart locations, I think.
And it's tougher to de-ward as well, because it's not... I mean, right. I guess in the pro scene it's semi-common, but it's definitely a less common spot than some others that you mentioned.
This little rock outcropping here, people often stick a sentry down here to de-ward this. You know, people often put a ward in this kind of area.
Where are you?
I think that would be... I am down here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a common spot in games, I think. But I have a feeling that this ward would be... I think that's about the range for a sentry.
You know, the one ward that Gods loves, which he was talking about the other day, is the ward that is right here. Like, if you dire ward here... You only see a tiny amount of the map, but the pathways that it covers are like almost everything that the Radiant will normally do, either mid or bottom. So they actually did sentry. They thought there was a ward nearby, but they did not find the actual observer ward, though they succeed on the second D-ward attempt. So yeah, they were worried about the vision, and they will at least find one of the two.
Boots for Earthshaker, hurrah!
He actually just got them. Oh my. This is a tough Earthshaker game. And the thing is, it's a little dangerous for him to farm against a hero like Ember, though. He sees him on the map now. They need to make him a priority, though. At least getting the blink by like the 25-30 minute mark is... It's quite important here. Hookshot's not going to be all that useful against an Ember. They need the Earthshaker lockdown to kill him.
Yeah, you do, and I also think you're up against heroes that Ember's going to be in there. If you can't blink in, he's just going to get away. Like, you're not going to catch him with an Echo and a Slam and a Totem and stuff like that, unless, and because they're lacking in lockdown, he's like their only bet to hold people in place, him and Clock to another degree. Oh,
and he tries to get that far mid, but he's punished by a Quap ult and a Glimpse. He will survive.
Yeah, that
5
was
heroes
nice,
mid.
actually. That was nice. Oh, trouble here. Maybe next time. Maybe this time. Yep, he gets
Ooh, the combos! Are they going to get resolution, though? He just runs out of the cogs. He will end up surviving the plasma field, clipping him not enough to get the kill. They lose 2 for nothing.
Right. He's going to be all right. He's going to TP home. Andra! Oh, I just missed him. Wowie. All right, well, Clock and Skywrath going down in exchange for a Disruptor.
I like that play, though, where they're like, ah, shit, we're caught. Let's go in.
Yeah, you gotta like
drop the ult, hope for the best.
If 2 people can't escape and the other 3 bail on them, it's like, well, you know, thanks. Like you might be able to turn it. I often think people run away too easily. If you got spells, cast them. Jesus.
Lucy does have a haster now. He's pretty farmed actually here on the Razor. In fact, both of their cores are, and I think now that the mech's up, that's where we see them look to fight around it. But you do have to be careful walking into the call down.
Yeah.
Always something to be nervous about here.
Yeah,
and they BOT and the PL.
Doing pretty well now. Look at this. The PL and the Razor are really starting to pull away. Ember is about 40 last hits behind the PL. That's pretty bad. Given that he's like the counter to that hero, you know what I mean? They're relying on him to be able to keep this guy in check. I feel like it hasn't gone great.
He's caught up decently, but he's definitely not. This is not the Matumbo Man Ember who had Boots of Travel. The Battle Fury, like, halfway done on top of all these items, and I think, you know, had also shut down the enemy carry quite a bit that game.
He had like 11 kills as well, or something at that point.
Yeah.
So he was, I mean, so yeah, it's not as good, but I do think they're still in it. I mean, it's 10 to 10. They've only taken 1 tower. They've lost, what, 1, 2, 3. They've lost 4, so they do need to address that. But I think they can. I think they've got a chance. They got PL. They can win.
Ted, let me ask you, because we keep on seeing these same heroes every game. I mean, little variations here and there. What's the hero that you miss the most right now in competitive play? Like, if you could just buff one hero, get him back in the meta.
Lich. No, I'm only kidding. Skeleton King.
That was the first game that we did the series together on, was your Lich. And you kept on KSing me. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember it, yeah. It's easy to KS with Lich.
He's honestly, a really good beginner hero, though. I do like Lich a lot for that.
He is perfect because it's very easy to stay in the fight. You get tranks, you've never run out of mana, you don't really have health problems. If you die, it's okay as long as you get your ult off. You're useful to your team, you help control lanes, you're very fast, which is really important because if you're out of position a lot, it's useful to, you know, to stay in position. You can dip in and out. Your lane harass is unbelievably good. I think he's a really strong hero, but he's not popular for whatever reason.
Okay, so if I say Lich is not an option, who would you go for?
Honestly, I feel like there's a ton of heroes in the game that are good, but for whatever reason aren't popular. Like, I mean, Skeleton King has problems. I feel like the changes they made to his ult are no good. Like, his Ags upgrade is terrible, really. The thing where they come back as wraiths or whatever, I don't think that's any good. I think he needs something else. Like, heroes that innately do not have flash farm is like the main thing that holds them back. And look at the heroes they've got here. You've got, I mean, all right, PL can't necessarily like flash farm, but because of all his illusions, he can just go and do this. And by his nature, he's hard to kill. He can escape. He can move around really fast. He's got an automatic gap closer where Skeleton King doesn't. So PL is stronger in that regard. Ember Spirit, obviously, he's got an escape. He can flash farm. He can, you know, do insane amounts of damage.
Anti-mage, like all the popular carries are generally the very mobile ones.
Right. I mean, even PA, if you think about it, she can blink away and stuff like that. And I just feel like they need to give SK something beyond just being really good at standing there and taking punishment. Like, he can get really good. I've had lots of games with SK where you just cannot kill him. You can't approach him. He's too tough. You got to kill him twice. If he gets the Aegis, you got to kill him thrice. But I feel like he needs something. He needs a change.
So I want to point out you've selected Lich and Skeleton King here, or Wraith King.
Two of my favorite heroes. A lot of my other favorite heroes are in the meta.
The 2 most one-dimensional heroes in Dota, I think.
But some of my other favorites, like I love Shaker and Clockwork. They're in the they get picked a lot at the moment. I really like Queen of Pain. She gets picked a lot at the moment as well. I mean,
Okay.
I'll think of some others. I don't know. I wish
I don't
Invoker
approve
was
of
back.
your choices, Ted.
Invoker is good in the
Your
game.
choices
I think he's fun
suck.
to watch. Why? Why? Who would you pick? Smart man.
Meepo? Tinker? I don't know. Actually, I'm breaking out here. Here we go.
Tinker, Jesus. Oh, Lucy taking so much damage, but look at that mech. She's going to be Gucci. Ingo's PL now. They blew a lot on Lucy.
They've got an Echo Slam here. They're trying to come in on someone, but the Static Storm was waiting.
There is a big Echo there. If only he had a blink. Gets glimpsed. Silent. Oh, he gets the slam off, but it doesn't really do a huge amount. High's going to trap in Silent. There goes the Queen of Pain out round the back. Oh, but Ivan taking it. High, what can you do? Wow, Ember left. I thought he was going to hang about. He comes back. Oh, it's a disaster. Madara with a triple.
They've got a PL problem again. Oh my goodness. That was so funny with the Earthshake. Oh, he's going in on Resolution. He's got the Remnant. Almost got mana burn to the point where he couldn't jump to it though. That was actually pretty dangerous for the Ember to stick around.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, that's the issue is they had their setup. Like they got the cooldown, you know, they got the static field down, but it wasn't. They didn't get them grouped up. That's what they needed. They needed them in one place because their whole setup is that Ember can just stand behind all that and just dip in with Sleight of Fist and then come in and clean up. And they've got the Quap ult as well. I think she got a good ult off. That was really good. But the problem is that they dumped so much on the Razor, who is tough to kill, has a mech. You know, it's kind of like once they've blown everything, it's like, well, we're out of ideas. We couldn't get the Echo Slam off when he wanted because of that static field. So really, really, really tricky fight for Golden Boys.
You do it too. I always mash up these names: Kinetic Field, Static Storm. Like I'm
Static Storm.
Kinetic Storm, Static Field, Field Storm.
Who reads the spell names? Like when you cast them, you know what they are. They're QWE and R. Like
I had the worst time casting Huskar the other day. I kept on saying. First I said like Fire Spears, and then I think I said Burning Arrows or something. Clink says Searing Arrows, and I was calling them Burning Arrows. It was just it was a mess, man.
Think how many spell names you got to remember. Like you need to memorize. Let's say there's how many heroes? There's 104, 102. I can't even remember how many heroes there are.
That's a good question.
It's over 100 heroes, right? And each of them has, on average, 4 spells. So that's 400 spells right off the bat that you need to memorize. The names of, what they do, their cooldowns, the amount of damage they do, their mana cost, and all the specific interactions. People expect us to know all that shit. It's not like I do this for a living. I mean, come on.
Here I am just trying to not call Windrunner Windranger or vice versa. Oh, I actually got it wrong again. Hurrah. All right. The Clock Midas, man. We're going to see it again. I actually enjoyed this a lot yesterday. And Farm Clock is one of my favorite things. Like, even if it doesn't work, just getting that hook shot every 10 seconds is always a joy to watch.
It is, yeah, it is
12
very
seconds.
strong, especially given their lack of stuns. Like, they can initiate with that, and then if the fight goes on, you know, he can stun someone again. It's 2-second stun. That's plenty of time for them to blow somebody up, get some other spells on top of them. Even Enchant Totem, you know, get one of those on top of there as well. I do think it's good. It is worth getting.
Look at this Earthshaker. He's like inching. He's like, I really want to fissure this blade and get a couple extra creeps. I'm going for it. Oh, is he going in?
He's got to go in. Oh, he could pay.
He actually may pay for this. He took all the flat cannon shots.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Earthshaker life, man.
It's just, with the panic slam.
Oh, he does set up for Madara with the TPN, but quickly silent on the way out. They drop the Static Storm. Should be okay.
Oh, that's a bit of a miss. I think he's going to be okay. He turns it around. Ivan, look out. Oh, these dodges, though.
And it all started with just a very meek and modest Earthshaker. He just wanted to get a couple creeps, and the Gyrocopter, that rude old man, just said, no, you can't have these.
That was, I mean, you could see, like you said, he was thinking, should I? Like,
just maybe one picture. And then he's like, I can get an Enchant Totem in here as well. Gyro's like, oh, holy shit, this guy's food.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. And then suddenly, whole team, you know, hey guys, help. Everyone comes to help. They die too. It's unpleasant.
Oh, you know the other hero whose names I really have trouble with, or I did especially at first, was Winter Wyvern. Okay.
Did you say Wyvern and stuff like that? Like, I know people have...
Oh, no, not the pronunciation, just all the spell names. You've got, like... Yeah, I would like Winter's Embrace and, you know, Cold Curse.
I don't know. I mean, I know that she's got... I mean, I know she's got the spell that shoots ice shards out everywhere, and she's got the one where everybody starts hitting the same dude. Like that's pretty much it. I don't follow that hero.
Oh no, he cannot farm! This poor Shaker! There's just no room!
Oh, this is... I don't know if he's going to die here, actually. I think Fervian's going, well, co-op. Alright, so they've got a co-op. Fair enough.
Oh, now they went to PL. The glimpse back.
Oh, they've got him. They've got him. This is big.
I'm going down to the creeps.
That's worth poor old Earthshaker. He is 0-5. He's got 700 gold.
I think it's time to do the Earthshaker cam. Like the remainder of the game will just be Earthshaker cam.
But look, of course he has to buy wards. Lion, you know, nobody's gonna help him. Skyrath's like, no, we've got to get my own stuff.
Okay. Right. Meanwhile, he's got like glimmer cape. Like, this is really backwards. You definitely want the Earthshaker to be able to get his blink over the Skyrath, but
yeah,
he's going the. He's like, forget it, man. I'm just buying wards.
But I mean, I say that as an Earthshaker picker. So you know, I have sympathy for him. Purely because I love the hero. But
will you Echo Slam creeps to farm, Ted?
No,
like,
God no.
Rage Echo Slam?
Not unless it's like if I have to steal the farm from Shane or someone like that, then I'll do it. Like then if there's a huge stack, I will Echo Slam to steal the farm from the carry. That's the only occasion it's acceptable. I'm
just watching him kind of lumber around the map here, you know. Sad, lonely Shaker. Just wants to hit creeps.
Let me Earthshaker cam him. He's thinking about it. He's like, please God, no.
Oh yeah, suck on that, creeps. They immediately bring in the PL to ensure he doesn't die, because they know what happens every other time he comes to lane on his own. Also means he gets no creeps.
It's a tough life. I do kind of feel like he's one of those heroes that you see people run as a 5, and I think the hero's so good if you get certain items on him that it's a shame. It's like when people run Sand King as a 5, Earthshaker as a 5, Lion as a 5. I kind of think like it's a shame, you know. Those heroes are so potent and so good. It's like I hate to see Lina support for the same reason. Although we saw a very good Lina support yesterday, I kind of feel like those heroes are too good to just push them into a position where they have to buy wards. They're not allowed to become who they truly are, you know, become who they were meant to be.
Spread their wings.
Yeah, let them fly. Jesus.
Why you always gotta drag Lina down? Haters. I don't really know where I'm going with this.
Ridiculously good. She is so ridiculously good.
Yeah, the Ags upgrade on her that just makes the hero, man.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
I wonder if I'm really curious to see what Ice Frog does with her, because I feel like if you remove that, like the BKB piercing ultimate, she suddenly becomes very mediocre. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how else you balance her really.
I think my issue is she is very strong at all stages of the game, and I don't like to see that. I don't mind the fact that if after 45 minutes a hero who has farmed and has levels and has got kills is really good. That's the way it should be. And I don't mind that some heroes are really powerful early on, but then fade as the game goes on. That to me is the balance of a hero.
But the ones that can do it all.
Level 1 in lane, is fine in the mid game, and is awesome late game, that's a problem.
Do you remember the old Morphling? Like the best solo mid in the game, couldn't gank him, he could easily solo kill anyone. He was, if not the strongest carry, then like one of the top 3 carries in the game. This was at TI2. And this you didn't even need to play him sports. He could solo mid, have the strongest carry, win your matchups. Like he would beat Invoker, he would beat who else was getting played mid back then? Queen of Pain. Like he beat Rubik 1v1. Like in order to kill a Morphling, you had to have like a Dendi TI2 era Rubik performance, even have a chance.
It's heroes like that. That's the balance. I don't think it's even. Oh, Resolution gets blown up. Had to walk through that whole flare to try and get away. That's unfortunate. That's the combo here.
That Glimmer Cape saving lives, but doesn't up against pure damage. He sticks up. He's gonna live. Shaker's making his move now, Ted. He's lumbering in. He's running for him.
No, too late.
I love watching this Shaker.
The Golden Boys are really taking this fight to them. That whole let's just group up mech and go back in. That is so potent.
Yeah, and then with the BKB on Razor, it's really tough to fight in right now. They have nothing on BKBs aside from the Quapple, but I mean, you're looking at 450 pure damage against the Razor who's got 1700 plus the mech, so you'll kill like over 2000 effective HP here. And that's before, you know, any sort of damage block that he has.
Yeah.
Tough to kill him when he's BKB.
I kind of feel like Golden Boys benefit from the fact that their heroes are very good at sustaining. They can go back, and a few seconds later, all their cooldowns are off and they're ready to go back in. You know, I really like that. Whereas, like, you drop your cooldown, and it doesn't sort of get anybody. You drop your scream, it doesn't get anybody. It's like, right, Static Storm is down. Now we got to wait. Because that's our, we need all that stuff to really confidently go in here. Whereas Golden Boys could be like, okay, guys, reset, mech, wait 5 seconds, we're going back in. And they picked up some kills up, and they got a Roche. It's really, really good to see.
By the way, Ted, I didn't realize, I don't know if you intended this. I didn't realize how appropriate it was when we were talking about letting the little lion spread his wings and fly. He's actually got the tiny little wings.
Oh,
Clearly
yeah,
not,
look at that.
clearly not enough to support him flying. So.
This is, no offense to the makers of it, the dumbest looking set, I think. It looks like a Halloween costume. Like
it's like someone decided he wanted to dress up as Lion.
Yeah. Mom, I want to be Lion. All right.
Lion cosplaying as
himself.
himself.
Like, please let me get something here. No. They spotted him. They spotted him. He was trying to set something up with an Invis rune, happened to walk near this random sentry, and got nothing. Emperor's able to skip away.
Dire's top tower is
That's
under attack.
no offense, your set sucks ass. That's what you just said, by the way. Oh, we do not endorse Ted's remarks here, guys. I think the set's wonderful.
Purely my own opinion. I'm just saying it's insane looking. That's all I'm saying. I don't even know.
You're not allowed to have an opinion nowadays, unless you agree with the hive mind.
I bet it's someone I know as well that made this set. I'm probably gonna Skype message.
A good friend who's gonna immediately start tweeting and raging. All right, so Ted, very slow game here. It feels like 21 to 17, but as far as the actual objectives, haven't seen a whole lot of that. Both teams very much playing the farming game. Still both lanes of racks up. Shaker is getting close to the blink. 1,700 gold.
Yeah, this is why things have slowed down. Shaker's the move maker. Like, he gets caught out, they pick up kills off it. Or like he's the guy that
He's Oliver Twist now. He's just getting handouts. They just gave him Madara's bottle. He's like, you know what? I feel bad for you. Have some bread. Go find yourself a place to sleep. Here's a couple of 2 pence to rub together.
But he's the guy he's the fire starter. This guy, like, the fights focus around him for good or ill. So they're like, we'll hang with you, Shaker. It's cool. But he's like, I'm just gonna chill. I don't want the fight to come to me just yet. I'm a few hundred away. Once I get it, I'm gonna hit that big slam. It's gonna be the turnaround. This should be a lane of racks with the Aegis, I think.
Yeah, PL, by the way, has an Ive Scott. He has a Reaver. We haven't talked much about his farm, but it is substantial, to put it mildly. As the fight breaks out, Hook comes in, catching out Resolution, pushing him back. Furbian also low to start this thing off. Doesn't even have mana for the finger. He's got to run. And PL does PL things now.
Yeah. Resolution. Oh, he's got a Manta. Okay. He's got no mana, I think, is the issue. He's thinking about it.
Ivan's in a little bit of danger. Resolution also out of mana, as you mentioned. Now the Fissure coming through. He's done for.
Yeah, just got a bit too close to slam. Well, he cast it. He did cast it. It was near an enemy, so he should be proud
Typical
of himself.
Earthshaker team fight contribution. We're ragging on the Shaker, but it's really nothing that S224J is doing wrong. It's just
no.
Hey, they win. He did his job. It's funny. It's funny.
No, he absolutely did his job. It's just sad to see him walking in there. You want to see the Blink Echo, the $6 million Echo. That's what we all came to see.
Well, Ted, not quite a $6 million game, but a solid showing here. The Golden Boys will take down Empire in game number 1, and it just felt like the draft was too greedy.
I think that the Golden Boys draft made a lot of sense. It was really smart. I think, as you said, the Empire draft greedy. They couldn't get it going. You had 2 heroes that wanted to farm stacks was kind of a problem, I think, and they weren't producing those stacks like we expected to see. So then you could have had Gyro farm and some, Ember farm and some. They didn't have a great time in lane, the Ember Spirit or the Quap. So yeah, tough one for Empire, but I'm sure they'll regroup.
Yeah, let's see if they can. Let's see if you can regroup as well, my friend. The Bald Boys will take a quick break here, but when we come back, we've got Golden Boys taking on Empire. Game 2 after this.